Okay, I'm live. So today I'm going to talk to you about, some of the gang stalking crap that happened at work today. So the first thing that happened that got on my nerves is I walk in, blah blah blah, and customers, I'm sorry, like if they want to fire me because of this, whatever, but I'm just telling the truth about what's been happening at work. So, and I don't know anybody at work that knows my social media unless they looked it up before they hired me. So, customers started talking about like things that I was talking about yesterday, like inside the privacy of the home that I stay in. Like things that I was talking about, like they were saying it out loud. So I'm like, okay, that's one weird thing. They've been doing that a lot. Like, okay, so then the next weird thing that's happening is, well, I'm just gonna say why I'm really on here and what really pissed me off. So I go to my break, right? At like 3:15, come back at 4:15. Usually people leave right on the hour or like 30 minutes, 4:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5:30. So anyway, these two managers are going out at the same time I'm coming in, which is kind of an awkward time at 4:15, and they both walk out. They I'm right here on one side of the door and they're on the other side. I'm trying to come in and they're about to go out. And so these two ladies were like, I was trying to keep my head down because of all the stuff that I go through at work. I really don't want to interact too much with people like employees and stuff like that. I just want to do my job and keep going. So basically, I know I'm ashy because I just took a shower. So basically, they were like, they noticed that I was like trying to hurry up and just clock in and go. And they were like, oh, hello. And then I was like, hey. And then they were like, she didn't even speak. And I'm like, I said hello. Like, I got upset because these two people are like aggressive women. And it's like, I feel like they're acting like they're entitled to be spoken to because they're managers. And the reason why I have a problem with that is because I think some of these same people have been like totally rude to me at times before. And like they have no regard for other people's feelings and energy. Like, first of all, I'm tired. Everybody's been working like way overtime. I'm talking about like 53 hours, a lot. It's a lot to me. 43 hours, that's a lot to me. And they're just like, she didn't even speak. I spoke. So they were telling me that they felt entitled as managers for me to speak to them first. And I think that is stupid. I'm just going to be honest. And the reason why I think it's really stupid is because, damn, I'm like, I really want to cuss a lot on this video, but I'm going to try not to. It's like, damn, I'm tired though. I'm tired as fuck. And now you're telling me that because you're a manager, I have to speak to you every time I see you. And then let's not say these managers are like rude as fuck to me on many different occasions. One one occasion, she was like rude, but she's like, oh, hey, babe, hey, sweetheart. She does all that. But there's times when you'll be alone with her and she'll do something. I had to work on her floor one day. And the Hispanic guy came in as a customer and they brought them drugs up there. Somebody did. And it smelled funny and I didn't like it. And she really doesn't work in the area that I was in, but she works on that floor. And so she ended up taking all the clothes that this guy had, which I do the clothing part. She does another department. And so I'm like, oh, does he need any more help? Because he was asking me for help at first. And then she was like trying to ring up all the clothes, didn't give them to me. And then she was like, oh no, princess gotta go. Like that's what she said. So I'm looking around like where's a princess? I don't see no I see one Hispanic guy and her, and nobody else is really around. And she walked next to me or by me and said, Princess gotta go. Oh, yeah, Princess gotta go, sweetie. And so I'm like, I took it personal because I felt like I'm the only female over here and you must be talking about me. And I never forgot that day. And then one time we were in line and she got really rude to this white girl. This white girl said something really basic, but maybe it was a little eerie. She was like, oh, so you're gonna be like that? And then the lady was like, oh, you got the wrong one, boo. Like she said that in front of everybody, and I was just like, okay, don't mess with her. So I never messed with her, but later on she did what I just told you she did. So she was being rude to me, like she'll be nice, and then she'll continue to demand you to speak to her. Like I felt like it was targeted to me. And she was just like, so, but she'll be like, hey, how you doing? And then I gotta like muster up the ability to speak back when it's like your energy is draining. And it's like, then the other lady who was with her, she's rude. She looks mean. Okay, they both look kind of aggressive. But this lady, one time, this girl was messing with me because I told her, you don't have to do that. You can put the go backs on the bar. We have a bar. I know y'all don't. She's like, who cares? This is just, this is a, why do you care so much? Aren't you like 40 something years old and you still working? She had a really bad attitude. And then she was trying to get customers in my department. And I was like, okay, I'm here. You can go back to your side. You're not even supposed to be over. And so I called that manager because she was the only one there that was able to help at the time. So I said, the girl is getting on my nerves. I'm sick of it. She's like, I was pissed because she did this in front of customers. So I had it. And I was like, I'm just sick of her. I don't like her. Can you please help? Like I'm like, you need to do something because she's staying here on purpose. She's getting on my nerve. She's not supposed to be on this side. So she came, I'm like, you know what, I'll just leave. So she comes down and she's like, what's the problem? And I explain to her, and I'm like, she's being stupid. She's just being stupid because I had it, and she was being rude. She didn't talk to her at all. She was like, "Well, Q, you can leave if you want to leave." So I was upset. I went over there to talk to the girls and her manager, and they started laughing at me because I started crying because I was hurt by the fact that I treated these people good, like on a daily basis. I just trying to help her as a younger person. Like you can make life easier. And she was just like, oh, you're crying, boo. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. You need to go get some help. Like, no, and she was just, treating me like crap in front of customers. Why are you still working at a place like this? Aren't you like 40 years old? But me, everybody there, most people are 40 and up, and no, I'm not 40. So I was just like, but I was just trying to help. Then the other girl came. Other girls were coming in, teaming up who had nothing to do with it, laughing at me. I said, this isn't, I'm not talking about you. She's like, I know who she's talking like. They all started teaming up against me when they started seeing me crying. They were laughing and stuff. But she was acting scared at the same time. Talking about, oh yeah, security's watching. So I'm like, why are you worried about security? So I'm literally crying. And so I went back upstairs to talk to the manager originally. And I was like, why did you treat me like that? Why did you do what you did? I came to you for advice like that. And she was like, well, I'm not your advisor. I'm like, so I got back smart. And I said, and this is how the whole atmosphere is. And that's why I can't really cope that well. So I said, well, good. I'm glad you're not an advisor because you're not that good at it. Like that's what I told her, and I walked and I went home because she told me, well, you can just go home. She never talked to the other girl, not once. She saw the girl was in my department, never talked to her, never said, why are you over here? Never said, you know what, I don't know what y'all have going on. I just want you to go back to your side and whatever it is, y'all need to stop and try to get along. She never said anything. So this was the same lady at the door today with the other manager who was like, Princess gotta go one other time. And so they're like, oh, she didn't even speak. And I'm like, why do y'all feel entitled for me to speak to you, especially when you treat me rude? Basically, I feel like you're trying to throw your evil, bad energy toward me and get it out of me by me speaking to you. Like we're doing an exchange. I make you feel better by speaking to you and saying, oh, hi, hey, speaking back. Oh, you feel all good. And I feel like I didn't took some of y'all bad energy. Like, I don't feel bad, but I just feel like I would rather not speak to you. I really would rather like have no encounter, like nothing. and just walk. You know what I'm saying? But they demand, and if they don't like me, why they demanding to speak to me, demanding me to speak? Like I feel like I'm making y'all feel good, or you're trying to torture me or something. Why do you care? And it's like I feel like they do. As soon as I speak, they're like they feel better, like oh, empowered and all that. But I'm like, I don't though. I just feel like I gave in so you could feel better. But yet, tomorrow you will do some type of weird thing to treat me like shit, some covert shit, acting like you're listening to my phone conversations and in this fucking house when you're not. But even customers, where are these customers coming from? I'm sorry, like I said, they can do what they want to do, but honestly, I'm just trying to survive and make money, but I feel like it's a big gang stalking scheme that some of these people been doing on me. Customers coming up to me like saying certain stuff, even like my Amazon account. It's like they're watching what I'm getting on Amazon and they're like trying to tease me about certain stuff. And also like I feel like they're doing some weird, all type of category type um stalking toward me. I want to call it witchcraft, but it's like all type of category. I feel like they be trying to do love spells, sex spells, humiliation spells, past trauma spells, like coming up in my drug spells, like bringing people that smell like a certain way and things that I don't like doing all this shit all day, every day. And when it's happening to me, I started looking at some of the workers and I saw them like laughing, like being like, and like looking and then acting like they're not looking, and they start to get happy as soon as a person did something or has done something, because I started looking at them and saying, okay, I'm gonna see how they're reacting after I'm going through this stuff with the customers that are doing this. It's like they're getting paid, and I've been talking up at certain times when people are doing it, and it's like customers are saying I'm hard on money, like they're saying that they're doing this because they're hard on money and they're going through stuff and like somebody's paying them. I don't know if they're giving them clothes for it or what they're doing in return, but they've been giving me a niche that, or a clue that this is like what they're doing. I'm not all of them, but a lot of the people, they're like doing this stuff to me. And I'm like, you know what? And then the managers, other managers, I noticed that they would come toward, like when they would do it, they would like start walking past as if to see how I was going to react and hoping that I would react a certain way because they've been trying to sabotage me, certain people, and saying, oh, your behavior, when it wasn't initially. I was really good, really meek, really nice, doing everything I could for this company, right? And so I talked up about it. Then I have like, 7 write ups or something like that. But it's like I fought all of them because they were baloney. They did all this stuff. We've had now like 3 new managers. And they're trying to say, well, because these people are saying this and that and that. I'm like, well, I'm still here. It's because it was a pack of crap. But they lie, deliberately lie and try to sabotage me when they're the ones that are doing stuff to me and making up stuff and doing stuff. Like one of the managers could be like humiliating me in front of customers. I told y'all 1,000 times not to do this. You're supposed to check a return like this and that. Like, and it's like your third week and they didn't really thoroughly go through it. Customer come up to me and say, are you okay? I saw how she was treating you. But then gonna try to find something on me and say, oh, she's throwing a temper tantrum because she keep coming up to me saying, get off your phone. I'm not on my phone. But meanwhile, there's a bunch of other associates who are on their phone and you don't tell them anything. Well, just whatever you're doing, get from behind the counter. There's a customer back here and I'm waiting right here. So if they need something from me. And so write me up and say, oh, she threw a temper tantrum. I told her, I'm tired of you coming up to me, making up stuff about me, and you have associates that are actually doing stuff, and I'm just sick of it. Stop doing that to me. I said something. And so she wrote me up and said I was throwing a temper tantrum. And so then I ended up talking to the store mate, one of the assistants, and she said, well, basically that's your manager, and you have to listen to her, and didn't correct her on anything wrong. And this one person, they never have corrected, never. Other ones, they've corrected certain people, but this one girl, they never correct her on anything, anything. So she just continues to do the same thing over and over again as she wants to. I'm just shocked that they're literally enabling this person. Why would you do that? Yeah, I'm upset today because those two managers came up to me yelling at me, telling me, "Oh, she didn't even speak," and I did speak. They felt entitled that I should speak first to them, and then I know they're going to do nothing but go to lunch and start talking about me and saying more things about me. And it needs to fucking stop. Stop. Leave people alone. Maybe somebody's having a bad fucking day. Maybe they're scared of your fucking energy. Maybe there's nothing wrong with you just walking past somebody and letting them get on about their fucking business. There's nothing wrong with that. All they need to do is perform their fucking job. They don't need to make you feel better by saying, hey, hello, and having a little chitty chat conversation when why you don't mean it. What's the point? Who cares? You're not making me feel better. I don't care to speak to. I don't need to speak to anybody. I'm at work. I'm here. My presence is here, and I'm ready to work. I don't need all that extra stuff because mainly I don't. I would love to speak to people. It's just that I feel degraded by speaking to people who treat me poorly and then having to speak to them, and they're going to treat me poorly again, but yet I have to speak to them and say, oh, hey, how you doing, in front of people like everything's okay. Hell no. I want the right to remain silent. I don't want to speak to you. You're not giving me all that good energy you're acting like. I seen her in the car with a girl I was just talking to, having a basic conversation with one of them, and just asking her questions like, "Oh, did the other dude leave?" And oh yeah, she's asking me about my area. I'm like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good area." I didn't even say anything bad. And then I seen her in the car with one of the managers the next day. They got out of the car together right in front of me. I'm like, why would a manager be in the car with her? Now they would probably deny that all they want, and I'm pretty sure because every people be lying in there. But I saw them get out the car together. Why are you in the car with this girl that I just talked to? She's a regular associate and you're a manager. So no. Like what did she say? What is she talking about? Like apparently, like y'all know so much. Y'all know what I'm getting on Amazon. Y'all know what I'm talking about at home. How come you don't know that? But no, see, it was they wanted to do it in my face during lunch. They wanted to see them getting out the car together because that's another form of humiliation and torture and like trying to treat me a certain type of way. Because now I'm like, oh, they was in the car talking about me. It's always something with them. I'm sick of it. Then, like, I'm not trying to be rude with the customers and all that, but customers have been in my way nonstop. Like, and no, this isn't like some um talk about the customer. No, if something's happening, you should talk about it. There's a feedback system here, and I'm not trying to talk, down on people because something's happening to me. So I'll be like walking this way, and my hands are so ashy right now from taking a shower. And then they'll try to walk this way. Like I'm walking this way, and they're right here, and they'll like hurry up and go this way. Like they're literally trying to run into me. I've been having to play basketball and like dodge and do turns and spins just to get get out the way. Like people are literally trying to walk into me and going the opposite way just to be in my way. And I'm just like, why are so many people doing that? It's like a lot of them, and then it's like they're communicating with each other to do it to me as well. I don't even know if where I'm at is real anymore. Like, is it a store or is it like a big scam of just people doing stuff to me. It's like 75% fake. Like that's what it feels like. They're leaving little things like, okay, for instance, like I had this is one thing that they'll do. Like I had this Calvin Klein jacket, right? I'll wear it, and then they'll bring a customer back with like a Calvin Klein return. And like they did that like several times in a row when I wore that jacket. Every time I wear that jacket, they'll bring like a customer back with the Calvin Klein. That's just one thing that I noticed, okay? And I'm not saying like anything. Some customers are like, "Oh, I want a jacket like kind of like the one that you have on and stuff like that." So I know that there's other customers that are out there, but these are some of the things that they'll be doing, and I don't think that it's just random because it's happened more than once. And besides those days, I don't even get those, and it specifically will be another suit jacket. So I'm just like, nah. And they're doing all type of stuff to me. So then today it smelled like these weird drugs that I don't like. So I told we have security. So I told him he was talking to one of the girls over there. I said, can you come and smell? He's like, why? Like, he was acting like he didn't want to. Like usually, he's a pretty okay person, but I know people are convincing him to probably treat me a certain type of way. I don't care what anybody says. I believe that. Because one of the girls is acting like she liked him, even though she said she had a boyfriend. Okay. Anyway, so I'm like, I asked her first. I said, "Hey, no," I said, y'all can go together." And so I was like, "Can you do me a favor?" And she was like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. So today's the day you're gonna really start acting funny." I said, "Okay, not you, him, because he's the one that's basically his job." He's like, "Well, what am I gonna do?" And I'm like, "So you're not gonna go? I want to know if you know what this drug is." I've been trying to figure out what it is. So he walked with me. The whole smell disappeared. It disappeared, cleared out the way. Now all the customers were shifting this way. I'm like, what's going on? It's a lot of people at that other register that I usually work at. It was like they knew. And a girl had just was doing a return over there. So I went over there with them. They had all shifted. I wasn't gonna stay over there with that smell, whatever it was. And then even the girl who it smelled like the smell disappeared. When I asked him to walk around with me, it disappeared. So now I'm thinking maybe it's a sash of something that smells a certain way that they can just carry around or something, and then it can disappear and they just put it somewhere else and you can't smell it. I don't know. But I know when that dude walked around with me, all of a sudden there were no more people over there, and the smell wasn't lingering anymore. And even the girl, I'm pretty sure it was who it was, I couldn't smell anything anymore. They got away and it disappeared. So now I'm like, that's kind of that's kind of interesting. It's weird. And so the girl who was like, no, I think she's upset because I felt like she was a part of laughing at me and watching me go through stuff covertly, all secretly. And so, but then she would come up to me and say, "How are you doing today, Q? How are you feeling today? Are you feeling okay?" And I'm like, that shit is super irritating to me because I feel like you a part of something and you're now coming over here like being really loud and asking me, "How are you doing? How are you feeling?" Like, ha 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 ha. Like that's what I feel like they're doing. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk about it. Just please get away from me. And like she'll still be like, hey Quatina, hey Quatina, hey Quatina. And I'm just like, I don't really feel like you really like me like that. So why are you doing that? Like you don't like me like that. No. Then she gave a damn story about a friend. Okay. I was applying for the management position there. I've been working on this floor. I've been working there for almost 10 months. And she'd been working there for 2 months. and she applied for this position. But she knew that I was gonna. That she knew because she came over there asking me, "Oh, how long have you been working here?" I said, "It feel like 3 years, but nearly not that much." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then she walked away. So I feel like she knew that I was applying for the position. So then one day when I had made the top 10, I was at the very top of the list. I had the most sales that day. The other manager of the whole department came and she said, "Oh, this is going to be your new manager." And I was like, "Oh." So she could have been mad about that, but it was like, now I think she knew I was applying for that position. And so one day she was telling me though, we were talking, like, cause I got over it. If anybody else would have got that position, I would have been upset because I felt like it should have been me. And that's why did that video talking about, oh, they were sabotaging me all along because they knew that I was next and that I was going to get something. That's why I was making up stuff. So it's just a lot of baloney. So I was like, oh. And she gave me this story about one of her friends. She said she had this friend. She's like, oh, I really used to like her. But then she thought that I was trying to get a job that she had. And I was like, my eyebrow, and my eyebrow stick was like raised up at that. Like, what? That's how I said, oh, I hope you're not trying to talk about us. Because I don't really know her like that. But she always be like, hey, that's friend and all that. So she was like, yeah, she thought, I was like, so why you and your best friend fell out? And she was like, because she thought I was trying to get a job that she was trying to get. And so she was like, really, like, I guess saying stuff about her. And she was going through a hard time during her life. So it wasn't a good time for her to, like, accuse her of doing that. I'm like, this, first of all, it just doesn't make sense. How can your friend, you know what I'm saying? Either you were competing to get the job or not. Like, what? Like, and then why would you not be friends with somebody after that? Like that's kind of understandable. Like and she's like, now I hate her. I hate her so much. Because I'm like, you hate your friend because she was upset because she thought you were trying to get the job that you got. So I thought she was trying to compare me and her with the position that I felt like I should have had got it. And somehow she got it. So now they said she was concerned about me, the store manager, getting the position because the managers, and I'm like, I don't even know. I had one manager, one got fired, one left, and the other ones had been writing fake stuff about me because they knew I was a good worker. Like, and they didn't want to see me move up to the top. So I got sabotaged. And I see how crucial it can be. Like, what do you want me to say? So she was like, and I'm like, there's like so many managers in that store. Why would so many managers have encounters with me when there's only like there's three in my area. And I really didn't, and two of them left. And she was like, oh, none of them, but I'm concerned about all the other managers. I'm like, why would all of the other managers even be having encounters with me? We're not even on the same floor. So they're just like sabotaging me and talking about me with each other. And I work my butt off. When I'm telling you I've done like a good job, like I mean it. I'm not playing no games. And I've said this in prior videos before I got this job. Like this is what I do. So it was just all, then it turned into, well, it's probably just about you and selfish. And I just was like, man, my work has proved everything. So I'm not going to sit here and fight with you because I think that I've done enough to show with you. And she had only been there for like a month, but she knows all these things about me now. And I'm like, well, that's pretty weird too. Because if y'all just sitting there conversating about me, I don't know. Maybe she thought, oh, maybe she should be. No, but I'm done. I'm done with it. It's like it's super irritating. The energy is crazy in there. It's like people are coming at me left and right. Just the other day, there was a girl coming down the escalator. I think she worked there, and she was like, "Yeah." We're gonna pretend not to like you, even if we don't like you. Yeah, we don't like you. And I'm like, why the fuck would somebody just randomly say that? Like, who randomly says that when they're talking? They're like, yeah, we're gonna pretend not to like you, even if we like you, even if we don't really feel that way. Yeah, we don't like you. I'm like, okay, just expect that same thing to happen to you one day. So it's like people, I've had to run away from customers trying to record me. Like they got their cameras out hiding, trying to see. And I'm like, why is y'all doing that? And I'm thinking not no great thing like, oh yeah, I got some type of status. I'm thinking like they doing witchcraft on me. Like they trying to, I don't know. I don't get it. Like I got this. Like if you know what I'm saying? Like so I don't know what the deal is. I don't understand. But it's super annoying. It's super annoying. I do. So then, like when I'm walking by certain people, they're saying stuff like one girl I walked by this morning, she was talking to a customer, but when I walked by, she was like, "You ain't got nothing." I'm like, is she talking to the customer like that, or is she talking like projecting? Like I don't know if I'm just picking up on everybody's energy. I know I'm right about a lot of it, but it's like, who the fuck talk to a customer like that? You don't got nothing. Like, is she talking to me or is she talking to the customer? And I'm just like, okay, that's awkward. Like, you just people saying like little stuff, and then they'll put like little signs on the desk where I have to work at, like that, man, all type of weird stuff. I just started calling it witchcraft because it's like they're constantly trying to show me that they know what I'm doing in my life. Like they know what I'm fucking, like they know when I'm having sex, like they know when I'm buying this, like they know when I'm doing that. And I'm just like, what the fuck, nigga? Why you all in my motherfucking data like that? Like, what the fuck you got going on? And then like saying shit like, so I don't give a fuck. It's 9:31, nigga. I just got off of work. You know what I'm saying? And I came here because it disturbed me so much. So I have to be here to talk about my damn problems. Like I've been dealing with fucking harassment and you can't talk to nobody in that damn store about it. I try to talk to one worker and like be like, man, they doing like, are you paranoid? And then he said, are you a dangerous person? I mean, like at first he was listening to me. He was like, oh, I'm going through the exact same thing like right now. And so I said, man, watch this. Like, yeah, I told him to watch this when I'm going through something. And then they made sure he couldn't, and they told him to leave work early. I seen it because he didn't say nothing about it. I said, what happened yesterday? He was like looking all nervous, and he was like, yeah, I left. I had to leave. I left at early at 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay. And then so he's like, are you a dangerous person? I'm like, what's your definition of dangerous? Then he gave me a story about this girl who was mentally ill, who was a habitual fucking liar. And I'm like, I know habitual fucking liars that work here, and they'll try to get you fucking fired for no reason. I'm like, that girl had a mental illness. So he was trying to say, like, am I a habitual liar? Am I paranoid? But just the other day, he was, I understand. I understand. I'm going through something like that now. I'm like, oh, somebody sure did talk to you fast, huh? Then when me and him are trying to talk, they're like, go behind the door, like trying to listen. And I'm like, I really don't care, but I know some of y'all are informants. Y'all are reporting back what I'm saying and all this and that. So that's why I'm not trying to, say what I'm saying out loud. But so I'm like, okay, so he's saying, yeah, I just been around a lot of crazy people. I'm like, okay, well, if you have a girlfriend or something one day, you can't just not listen to her and be like, oh, you're paranoid, because that's a blockage in your relationship. That's gonna stop you from being with a lot of people. And that's like, I'm sorry that the devil has brought so many bad people towards you, but you can't just be like, oh yeah, you're crazy. I'm not listening to you. You're paranoid. That's not healthy, and that's not safe. You should listen to a person and just, tell them at least, oh, I'm sorry you're going through that, and if that's happening, blah 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 blah. But you shouldn't just be like, oh, you're paranoid, because those are you're a dangerous person if you come to me and I tell you what's happening to me, and then you tell me I'm paranoid. Now you're dangerous because you're trying to act like nothing that I said mattered, and you're trying to make me look like a crazy person, and you're probably going to try to spread rumors about me now. So I see you as a dangerous person. And then I compared to him the movies where a girl is trying to explain, oh, this person's doing this person's doing that, and they don't find out until they get killed that the girl was telling the truth. Like they didn't already killed her in front of you, and now they're about to kill you, and you got to be thinking in your head, oh damn, she was right. You are the bad person. So you just one of them type people. You just wait until it all falls on you, and you can't say to the person, you can't even tell the person, oh damn, you were right. So I literally go through so much every day of mental and emotional abuse, and like I fucking have to endure it, and just to try to make some fucking money. And it was so bad yesterday that I wanted to come on here, but I didn't want them to try to say, "Oh, I don't know what they know about me, but I think they know something about me, and I think they know about this channel because I've heard somebody say something, somebody at the highest, say something regarding something about my, like similar to my videos to give me a big hint, like they know that I do these videos and whatever like that. And I don't think the reason why I don't care is because I've begged these people to leave me alone and stop treating me a certain way. And, I've used every legal threat that I could use. And, like, they continue to do it. They don't care. Like, they continue to do the same thing to me over and over and over and over again. And I know that a lot of them are part of it. It's not just customers, it's workers, it's employees too. They're a part of it. And I'm just like, okay. When I leave, though, guess what? It's going to be somebody else. So maybe it's going to be one of those people who was going to pretend that they didn't like me. Maybe they're going to be the next ones to be getting bullied and harassed and treated poorly for no reason at all when you're actually a good fucking worker. You go over and beyond to try to do things good. I've been extremely meek, and and then I started to have to be like more assertive, and I had to match some of their energy because it's just monstrous. And, if it was up to them, I would be in tears every fucking day. And I would have put a gun up to my fucking head. That's how severe the shit is that they be doing to people. And it's not like, oh, it's not like it's just a little associate that works there. It's a lot of people involved. And the easy thing to do is to say that I'm crazy, I'm insane, but actually I'm very intelligent. I'm very good with psychology. And what they're doing is fucking horrible to people. I am fucking astonished. If I was fucking Tabitha, fucking Ramsey nigga, I would take their keys and shut their shit down because everybody needs to be, they need to start over. That's how bad their shit is. That's how toxic their shit is. Toxic. People who've been working there for a long ass time. I know some of them who look so fucking innocent and meek and sickly, whatever the fuck they look like, but they are fucking rude as fuck covertly to people, secretly tormenting people, doing shit to people. Waiting till you get in the door. Like they planned it. Soon as you walk in that fucking door, they got a plan to treat you a certain way. Name triggers, trying to figure out, the trauma thing is what really gets me. They'll use your best friend's death against you. They'll use um fucking childhood issues, molestation, people that have done things to you, all type of shit. They'll get into your personal fucking life, what you're doing behind closed doors. It's none of their fucking business. These people are fucking insane. The ones that are doing it, and it's a lot of them. It's like they're paying each motherfucker to do it. They are fucking sick. And it's like, sometimes I think to myself, like, my health versus me getting money. And it's like, sometimes I just gotta tap out because it's like, I had gotten so drained, nigga. Like, I felt like they was trying to take my soul. The other day, I literally said to myself, they trying to take my soul. And what I mean by them trying to take my soul is they deplete you so much and beat you down so much and have you fighting for yourself so much that you feel like a weird void inside almost. Like, it's just like a weird feeling if you're not to your optimum where you should be, because like you don't get to go grocery shopping and doing shit like you should do all the time. You want to go to fast food. Like, nigga, that shit will feel like it's depleting the fuck out of you. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not gonna let these people kill me. Hell no. It's not fucking worth it. So, and it's like, it's not the labor. I can do the labor. It's the fucking mental and emotional shit you gotta fight off every day. And then them saying, speak to me. Say hello. Do this. Do that. I want to be all in your space and your bubble, even though I treat you like fucking shit. Imagine that. Imagine somebody wanting to be all in your space and bubble, even though they're treating you like shit. And in front of other people acting like they're like nice. They're not getting the inside joke that they're doing to you that you understand over the fucking microphone and shit like that. I'm just fucking, I can't believe what I seen, nigga. I can't believe how, to the extent these people go to. I can't fucking believe it. And we have mostly women that we work with. Most the two men that were in management left, and then all the rest of the other men, not all of them, but a lot of them are more like feminine. So it's like you don't have no real man in there that you could talk to about anything. Nothing. No man that is just a real man, that's an honest man, a God-fearing man, a loyal man, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody's doing their job right and treating people right, and I'm not showing favoritism. I don't care about a position, just doing the right thing is what matters. And if you're a manager and you're doing something wrong, I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna correct you. Like, there's not a man in there. There's barely a woman in there because a woman will do the exact same thing. They sit there and let you get persecuted and fucking laugh at you and continue and continue and continue and try to deplete the ever living fuck out of you. And then try to take all your fucking gifts while they can. If there's anything fucking special about you, let me see if I could do my little fucking magic and suck it the fuck out of you. Like, that's how I feel about it. So if anybody like wants a real fucking review, like if I had to sit down with a real motherfucker and they want to know about like, oh, tell me how it's going, motherfucker. This like a session with weed without weed, nigga. Cause I don't need it because I'm about to keep it real with you. And I want to be fucking, as honest and truthful with you as I can be. Without having to sugarcoat everything the fuck up, dude. The shit is fucked up. And I'm like, if they do that shit to me, I feel like I'm a pretty strong person. But see, because I was meek and quiet and good, they took advantage of me. Who says that's a reason to take advantage of me? And then when they seen that other cue, they was like, oh shit. But they still continue to take advantage of me. But they try to say, oh, well, you played us because you showed us your night. Bitch, that's who I am. This who I gotta be. Because you are not gonna, I'm not gonna be in a sheep in a pack of wolves. And you gotta, if you a sheep in a pack of wolves, bitch, you better have some special power and some sharp teeth to where you can get down like the motherfucking wolves get down, bitch. Because there ain't no other way you're gonna fucking survive. They want to fucking attack you while you're just sitting there like, okay, I'm sorry, I got it. That is death, my nigga. You try it. Try to be really fucking good, really fucking nice, really fucking peaceful and kumbaya, and then let motherfuckers just continue to throw arrows at you. And then you tell me how the fuck you feel. You tell me if that shit is even fucking possible. That shit is death, nigga. You can try all you want. You can be the best, goodest person. You know why these people walk the fuck away? Because they not gonna fucking kill themselves. They not gonna tolerate. Now I'm understanding culture is better. Like if you see white people, a lot of white people. Now there's always a few extra ghetto ass white people who get down and be fucked up. Now, a lot of them white people, you do some of that shit to them and they're gone in a fucking heartbeat. Oh no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. They're not gonna let you deplete their ass. They're gonna find another job. They gotta get the lowest of low of motherfuckers damn there. Motherfuckers who will damn near martyr themselves. But it's some of them that's really strong that just endure that shit. And I'm learning that's not good. Stop enduring shit, bitch. Like, get the fuck on. I know sometimes you gotta do it for money, but in the long term, there comes a point where you learn your fucking lesson after a job or two. You might go through some shit in a couple places, but after that, bitch, you learn. You learn. And they've been trying to fucking follow me. They've been, whoever this hacker motherfucker is, they've been trying to go to all the jobs that I work at. They've been secretly giving motherfuckers some shit to treat me like shit because there's no other. People don't do that to me. I'm a good person. I work good. There's no reason for a person to treat me like that. There's no fucking reason. It's unbelievable. It doesn't happen. So they're trying to say, oh, it's witchcraft. They're trying to take your fucking blessings. And I'm damn, they're starting to really believe that shit. And it's true because witchcraft is true. And motherfuckers be trying to say, oh, you believe in that shit? Witchcraft ain't true. Well, it is in the damn Bible. It's in the Bible. It says, suffer not a witch to live. And that's going to wipe out a lot of motherfuckers. Now, some people want to get offended because I'm talking about witches. And I'm talking about I'm really talking about black magic and shit and all that other shit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, when you're doing shit to hurt a person that ain't did shit to you, that's another level of bullshit. And then wanting to speak to you. And they're not the only ones. There's other bitches. And then you want to be in their energy. Like I want your energy. I want what you bring. I swear these bitches want your sex energy, everything. I don't give a fuck what they do. I'm telling the truth about how I feel about it. They want to be around you, like something gonna rub off of you and jump onto them. But there's nothing that you want of theirs to jump off of them onto you. Like, get the fuck away from me, please. That's how I feel. Like I be running away from them because I'm scared that their energy is gonna give me nightmares. Because it has a lot of time. I haven't had so many nightmares about people that I work with ever in my fucking life. Ever. And I don't like it. I just don't fucking like it. I don't like it. So nah. I'm not gonna let these people do that to me. I'm not gonna let you abuse me and then suck all the good out of me. Like they gonna leave you a dry fucking honeycomb, nigga. That's what they is. That's what they gonna try to do to you. You made the honey. You was the bees. You know what I'm saying? I know we do this in the real world, but that's how it is. It's like you produce the honey, you worked your ass off, and then they come and take your fucking honey and then bring the comb back with no honey and say, keep going for me. And I'm like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to kick that motherfucker down and have the bees chasing after your ass. Fuck that shit. You keep the fucking honey on that comb, bitch. And you can have the bees that come with it, motherfucker. Chasing your ass for they shit back. I don't give a damn. There comes a time when you cannot be sweet, and that's showing me now. It's teaching me, it's making me feel like I can't be a good person when I walk in, or I'm weak. Like I can't. Like, how do I be a good person now? Because now you're teaching me that walking in like, hello, how are you? Oh, let me do this. I'm gonna show you that I'm a good worker. I work really good. No, it's like I feel like I gotta walk in like, hello, hey, this is me. I know my worth. And if you don't give it to me, then I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here right now. So tell me if you're gonna give me my worth or not. And by the way, I'm not gonna put up with your fucking bullshit. So if you're full of fucking games, let me know now so I can get the fuck out this motherfucking seat and go to somebody who really needs me and that's gonna treat me fucking right. Because I don't get paid to get abused. I want to work somewhere that I love to work at, where I can help people, and that people aren't jealous of me, hating on me, and trying to steal my fucking blessings and not give me nothing. I'm not just a fucking, want to be pretty fucking face and working my ass off for fucking nothing. I work my ass off for my reputation. Like that, my work shows, who I am, my skills and my abilities. So for you to start making fake ass write ups against me and trying to fucking tarnish my fucking image is a pack of fucking bullshit. And it's gonna tarnish me anyway because I'm gonna have to sit here and fucking defend myself. And because I've tolerated so much, I'm gonna be fucking cussing and looking like, oh, I'm this horrible fucking person when motherfuckers just wouldn't believe how much I fucking have endured. That is fucking amazing. If you knew how much I fucking endured, that is fucking unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. And you know what? What makes me feel really bad is that, like, I know now what has made some of these people commit suicide, what has made some of these people commit homicide. I'm not a dangerous person, but remember I said I'm good at psychology though. This behavior that these people are trying to pull off is so unacceptable. And let's not forget that it's literally a fucking federal crime. It's a federal crime. And then to sit here and be the one to turn it around on the victim and say they're paranoid, they're crazy, they're a horrible person, you need to lock them up, is absolutely demonic. Because now you're telling me you're putting the good person away and you're continuing your nasty fucking demonic cycle. And for me to have to sit here and waste my fucking breath when there's people out there who actually fucking need me, that I could be spreading all my positive energy to, is ridiculous. That I have to see these gang stalkers want to be the topic of your conversation. And if you don't watch yourself and be careful, they will end up being the topic of your conversation every fucking day, because that's how sick some of these people are if you let them. They're just getting in your fucking way, left and right. And I'm just like, nah, I have to get away from it. You have to make a decision to get away from it. And it's like, I don't know what extent I'm gonna have to go to, but like, am I gonna have to like, you know, get involved with the law? You know what I'm saying? How far am I gonna have to go? Because I'm not gonna tolerate people treating me like this everywhere. Whatever it is, it has to stop. Whatever is following me, it has to stop, because they're following my work. They're following me at work. They're following me. They're trying to stop me from even getting a job. With my phone, they had rigged it to where I couldn't even get my messages from my jobs that were interested in me. And I was sitting back waiting on jobs to fucking call me back. Like, why haven't nobody called me back? I applied at a good amount of places. And so I'm just sitting there, like a dope head, and like fucking waiting on them to call me back. Like, they say don't rush too much. So I'm waiting like 1 or 2 weeks to give them enough time to call me back. And nobody's fucking calling me back. And it's like a fucking month. I'm like, man, what the fuck going on? I know my resume is good. I make sure I go to the proper sources to double check and make sure everything's right. How is this happening to me? So then I decide, okay, well, you initiate the fucking phone call. And so I call these people. I'm like, hi, I did an application. It's been about 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, and I haven't gotten a call back. I was just wondering how everything was going. And they're like, oh yeah, we've been trying to call you. We left a message and we didn't hear from you. I said, oh, you did? Because I've been checking my voicemails and I didn't get anything. And tell me why all of a sudden, or I just look, on the little thing that says voicemails, and then it's like it shows no voicemails. So then I call my fucking number so it will go to the voicemail answering machine thing. And then it's like, oh, you have all these fucking voicemails. But it didn't fucking tell me, it didn't show me that I had any fucking voicemails. And then it's like, oh, you're right. It's like 3 or 4 opportunities that have been waiting for you. Oh, yeah, this is so and so. I was calling because you showed interest in a job. Oh, yeah, this is so and so. I was calling because you showed interest in a job. I'm like, well, why the fuck isn't my phone showing interest in showing me them fucking voicemails at the motherfucking beginning of the fucking screen? And like I said, I know somebody sabotaged my phone and has hacked my phone. And there's a couple reasons why I haven't done nothing yet, because, and it's also, a personal reason, and they know that shit. They know it all. So ain't nothing in me acting like they don't fucking know, because they know, they fucking know everything. This how they've been sabotaging people, and people, because I'm pretty sure it's not just me. It's fucking sick, whoever these people are. They're so interested in your phones and fucking with your shit. It's fucking disgusting. They don't have their own personal lives enough. And you wonder why these people are not doing good and not having better lives and acting fucked up and all this shit and that shit. And you know what I'm saying? Because they're not paying attention to their own life. They're paying attention to other people's life. Anyhow, I don't care if, you know, like I said, I didn't give nobody, and like I said, I have the right to tell the truth. And if something happens to me because I told the truth, I don't care. It's just documentation of what I've been going through. I don't care. And it's like, what else am I supposed to do when people are doing that? The only other option is to go to therapy. And now I'm wasting my money again to go to therapy and talk about some shit. And you gotta pay a lot more money than what I paid the first time because they used a fucking student that was younger than me, which I didn't like that. And so, in order to get real therapy that I feel is adequate enough, it costs a lot of money. It costs like 100 something fucking dollars a visit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with a sliding scale, like, it's gonna cost you some money. So I'm just fucking sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. It's like just your mental health, then your physical health that it takes you through, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're supposed to keep all that shit inside. I tried that. It it does not exist. It does not work. People tried to convince me that that shit worked. Just keep it to yourself. Bullshit, you lying ass motherfucker. You can't keep a bunch of bad shit that somebody's doing to you, to yourself. Something bad is going to happen if you do that. That's why they have fucking YouTube platforms like this. You're going to go crazy, or you're going to maybe not necessarily hurt anybody, but you're going to get your emotions out one way or another. And it's like, okay, well, if I can't do it 100% how I want to in your fucking face, then I'm going to do it here. And if you have something to say, fine. Because like I said, I will fucking write corporate and tell them all the shit that people have been putting me through. I'm not going to let anybody sit here and bully me. So if they see that shit crumble apart, they know that I said what I said. The next good person comes in and says the same fucking thing, then they know what I'm talking about. That's why good people have to start letting other people know what's going on. Because when you don't, the people, you're enabling them to continue to do the fucked up shit. And maybe it's only going to be 3 good people out of 15 fucking years who are going to tell the fucking truth. And you could help save a whole fucking company by telling the truth of what people are doing to you and doing to certain people. And if people don't think that's fucking serious, then that's on them. But I know for a fact that's true. Companies that treat employees wrong and bully certain employees, they do not do well. When coworkers see other people, employees bullying certain coworkers, and then they see that person get fired and they see something bad happen to that person, but they look at that person and say, damn, but that person was working so good and that person was doing a good job. Like, what the fuck they gonna do to me? That shit is not a good atmosphere and it does not create a good effect. It's very toxic to business. So while they're in there doing their business to attack a person, they're breaking down the actual business they're doing it in. They are murdering that business. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? When you treat employees good and you treat the co-workers good, you all everybody, the management is treating each other good and demanding that the atmosphere is bringing fucking respect to each other, no matter what fucking position you are in. That's when you fucking excel and you do better. That's when everything gets better. I've seen a lot of shit. So, people can do what they want, make their little undercover money and do what they want, but people who do that are a liability to the company. And it is not a long-term asset. It is not, it's bad business. That's all I'm gonna say. It's bad business. And you don't want to be the manager known for corrupting employees. Corrupting a whole damn fucking business, allowing corruption to continue to happen. If that's who you are, you don't got much backing you up. That's all I'm going to say. At any point in time, any one of those big people can walk in and literally feel absolutely okay to get rid of you. The more of you that are like that, the more that they have the ability to just go in there and start getting rid of people. There's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do. You are all fucking corrupt. I don't owe you, they don't owe you nothing. They don't owe you a 2 weeks in advance goodbye. None of that. You are a detriment. You are a liability, not an asset. Anyway, I'm done talking. I hope y'all got something out of this, and I will talk to you later.